everyone? Welcome to Burstfire with the Dizzaster
and RynoRancoR.
I don't know what he's got going on over there, but that was clearly genius. All right, so we've had some technical difficulties here, just to say the least. We've tried this once, and we've had some issues with on Rhino's end there.
You're having trouble concentrating over there.
A little bit, because it kind of threw me off, but it's all good. So, of course, if you can't hear the music and see the picture here above my big fat head, this podcast is going to be focused mainly on Star Wars, not only The Force Awakens, but, you know, maybe we might cover some other past movies, maybe some lore, things of that nature. If you feel what I'm saying.
I feel you. I think I do, you dog.
So, since we're going to be covering that stuff there, Rhino, what in particular are some of the things that you wanted to cover?
The Force Awakens, the official third trailer dropped. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. But if you're a Star Wars fan, you ain't seen it yet, watch it. Yeah,
I think it was yesterday that it dropped. And I think I was the first one out of everyone that I knew that watched it, because I started hearing everyone like hit me on Facebook and called me, and you and pardon me, you Havoc, he hit me up and asked me if I seen it. I had already seen it, and it looks pretty fucking amazing, to say the least.
Finally, there's no Luke in it, which was disappointing, but you finally get to see Kylo Ren speak. Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford's in it.
Yeah,
you get to see both of them, and Chewie with the Millennium Falcon.
The girl that's on the poster, and she's been in pretty much every trailer. The one running with the stick and looks like a sand people. Who do you think she is?
Hey! You have no right to call Tusken Raiders sand people.
I don't care. I'm sorry. Let me be PC here. Tusken Raiders. What do you think about them though? Or what do you? I can't even talk.
Who do I think she is?
Who do you think she is?
I think that is Han and Leia's daughter.
I have a feeling that's who it is as well, but something else is telling me that it might not be her.
Interesting theory, though.
Nothing really. I want to say she's some kind of Force sensitive, but it's hard to tell because I don't believe she wields a lightsaber.
Well, I mean, somebody wields a lightsaber, because there's one scene where Kylo Ren's in the woods and he's fighting somebody wielding a blue lightsaber.
That's the one black dude that everyone says that isn't a Force sensitive, but you know, the more that I see it, the more I'm more convinced that he's some sort of Jedi or something.
I mean, I highly doubt that Luke or Leia is going to have a black son. But
hey, man,
listen,
you never know.
I'm not trying to imply anything. I'm just saying I highly doubt that that's who he is. He's just a stormtrooper. And
I disagree. I don't think he's just a stormtrooper.
But it makes sense if the chick is Leia's daughter. That hang on, this music's throwing me off now.
Fucking you up on your game.
Lost my good Cantina music. If that's Leia's daughter, it makes sense because the Force runs strong in the Skywalker family, so any offspring is going to have Force sensitivity. That makes absolute sense.
Yeah.
Unless that is Luke's daughter, which I highly doubt.
I don't think Luke had a daughter. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I thought he had a son.
It doesn't matter, because if you're talking about the books, none of that matters anymore.
Yeah, none of
that's canon anymore.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. Okay, so yeah, I have a good feeling that that's who that is as well, but I don't know. Could be wrong. Who do you think the black guy is? You think he's just some random stormtrooper?
I wanted to say that he wouldn't be Force sensitive because stormtroopers are clones. However, this is also going back to the canon. The canon is, after they started cloning Jango Fett so many times and the Empire took over, that they realized that one clone would be too easy to manipulate on Kamino. So they started still using clones, but cloning different people, like 4 or 5 different people, I think, to start with. And then they started bringing in regular people off planets and recruiting that way. So depending on how far in the future they're going, again, assuming that the books were still valid, yeah, it could be anybody off the street as a stormtrooper.
Well, it doesn't look like it's that far in, just because we're in the old age era, pretty much, of Luke, Han, and Princess Leia. So it can't be that far from, the other movies that we've seen.
So if you put Luke was a teenager when he was in the originals, and
now he's an old fuck.
900 years old like Yoda.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say that he's just some random, stormtrooper, but I don't think that's the case. I think he might be some kind of he might be a smuggler, dude. He might be someone going undercover.
What if he's a Calrissian?
That would be interesting. That really doesn't explain anything. You have a theory behind any of that? Or just
just
a thought.
Nothing I can explain without sounding terrible.
Okay, well that's interesting. What do you think about those super stormtroopers, like the dude that's dressed in the silver with the red and black? Who are they?
The Chrome guy.
Yeah,
it's like a badass Boba Fett, if you ask me.
So you think he's a bounty hunter?
I don't think he's a bounty hunter. I think he's like one of Kylo Ren's. You know how they Vader had Vader's first, or they call him the Fist, the 501st.
Yeah,
I think he's some special trooper just for Kylo Ren.
Something.
Yeah, like his personal guard or his go-to squadron.
I don't personally think that he is like a guard or anything of Kylo Ren. Just the way he's portrayed, I think he's another right hand, but like a standalone power of something else, like the Emperor. I don't necessarily think he's the right hand to Kylo Ren, which is the movie's main bad guy, because they're highlighting him,
You're
differently.
kind of saying that this guy would be Kylo Ren. To him, would be Kylo Ren the same as Grievous was the Dooku.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly right. So he's not necessarily beneath or overwatching Kylo Ren. He's more of an equal, because just the way that they're highlighting him, he just doesn't seem like he's like a throwaway character. You know what I mean? He seems like he might be someone that's going to fuck some shit up. That if you run into him, it's going to be bad news. Bad news bears. You know what I mean?
Think Han might die in this one?
There's a good chance.
Harrison Ford had asked for Han's character to be killed in Empire Strikes Back.
Why? I did not hear that.
Yeah, he asked for that, and Lucas is like, "Nah, you're too popular for that."
Well, I mean, it is very likely that he might die. I mean, he's obviously aging. You can tell that on screen. There's a good chance that he might die. However, in his old age, from back then, obviously people change their minds, and he's played more of a role outside of the film as part of supporting it. Like he was on, what was he on, Letterman or someone like that? Maybe Jimmy Fallon. He was on Fallon when they were promoting the movie, and he they did a skit where Fallon was asking him some Star Wars questions, and he was acting like he was pissed off. He was like, I told everyone I didn't want to be asked any kind of questions like that, and they had what's his name, Chewbacca in the crowd, and he was just like talking in his own language, and Han was just kind of reacting. Harrison Ford was reacting to him in character as Han Solo. So he's being more supportive in that sense. That could be because his character is going to die, but it also could be that he's just getting older and now he holds his role, near and dear to his heart. It's hard to tell with actors nowadays, but I think there's a good chance that he's going to die.
I don't know. I would say that Star Wars made his career, but even without Star Wars, he had Indiana Jones. He was like the only person whose career kept going.
Yeah, but
film-wise.
But Indiana Jones was tied to the same person, which was George Lucas.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you look at the other ones, they didn't really have a film career after that. Mark Hamill, he did voice acting work,
which he's really succeeded in there.
No better Joker than that.
What was the chick? What's Leia? What's her name? Amy Fisher?
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher. She really didn't have much of a career. No disrespect or anything, but I mean, she didn't really take off.
Did I tell you about the origin movies they're talking about making?
I think you did, actually, yes.
Yeah, but between the big movies now, I think it's going to be like they're planning 2 years between each movie now.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do like small movies. Like I think the first one's going to be Rogue Squadron.
Okay.
About the X-Fighter pilots. But they're supposed to do like origin stories of Leia, and they're going to have Carrie Fisher's daughter play Leia for that. And an origin story of Luke, and have Mark Hamill's son play that part.
That wouldn't surprise me. As far as getting, getting those origin movies put in place, because, I mean, Disney owns them now. So, I mean, they're going to milk as much as they can out of the franchise. I mean, they're making a whole section of Disneyland down in Florida. They're creating a whole new section for just Star Wars. So, I mean, it's just a given that
that might be a reason for me to go to Disneyland.
Yeah, man. I mean, the shows that they have are pretty awesome right now, but they're making a whole new section for Star Wars. It's gonna be crazy.
Cray.
What else? But yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they would milk the franchise for all it is, because Star Wars is one of those franchise where there's a lot out there, but it seems like, pardon me, we haven't been given enough or much of the universe.
You do know about the fake trailers, right?
No.
J.J. Abrams have been recording and releasing on purpose fake trailers. So you honestly don't know
what's real
and what's not, in order to throw everybody off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's because that's how serious Star Wars is.
It's kind of fucked up though. You can go to like Walmart right now, buy a Kylo Ren toy.
Yeah.
And it speaks lines from the movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any kind of sense.
No, it doesn't. Then there's the rumor I told you about earlier that pissed you off.
Oh yeah, about spoiler alert if you guys don't want to hear anyone watching this, because this is a big rumor.
If it's true, it's a gigantic spoiler alert for the movie.
Yeah, so we could talk about it right now. So go ahead and explain what you explained to me earlier.
The rumor I heard was that Darth Sidious survived the encounter and the explosion of the second Death Star, and is the one who trained Kylo Ren, and will be back in this movie.
And if you're not familiar with Darth Sidious, he's the Emperor. He's Emperor Palpatine. He was.
If you're not familiar with Darth Sidious, why the fuck have you even watched this far into the video?
Yeah. No.
Unlimited power.
Yeah, he's that guy. Rise. That guy.
Yeah.
When Rhino told me that, I'm like, if they do that, I don't know, if they go that route, I think it's a cheap way to, I guess, keep some of the old lore or the old nostalgia from the other films, which I don't think we don't need more. We have the heroes of the films, possibly their children. I mean, we really don't need.
They somehow put him in this movie, he'll be the only person to appear in all 7 movies.
Yes, I do realize that. Here's an interesting thought, and it just popped into my head. What if, with these trailers, you see the helmet of Darth Vader melted and everything, of course, and he died, obviously, at the end of the last one. Spoiler alert, if you guys haven't watched the last one.
If you haven't seen that by now, why are you watching us?
Yeah, but, I mean, he died. But what if they cloned him? What if Sidious cloned Vader?
I mean, if you look at the canon, which doesn't exist anymore, Vader had cloned Starkiller.
Well, even before that, Palpatine, which is Darth Sidious, had clones of himself, and every time a version of him would die, he was able to, obviously becoming one with the Force, he can go into the clone and live practically forever. And that's what's teased at the end of the Sith. What is the third one?
Return of the Jedi.
No,
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. It's teased because, remember Palpatine telling Anakin, I can show you ways to live forever. Or I can show you... Yeah. And in the canon, before Disney owned it and said, all that stuff's no longer canon, in that canon, he was known for doing that. And he found that out from his, his master, which was Darth Plagueis.
So, basically, if that was still legitimate, we could actually see Darth Plagueis show up.
Not Darth Plagueis, because Sidious killed his master.
That's right, he did say that. I forgot about that.
But if the Palpatine rumors are true, we might not only see Palpatine, but we might see a clone version of Anakin. Even if it was a fucked up version of it.
I don't think we will. Because if you have to connect with the Force and go into the next clone, you saw Anakin's ghost with Obi-Wan and Yoda at the end of the last one. So that tells you that he went, back to the light side of the Force, and I don't think he would take that opportunity to go into another body.
Well, that's not really explained, if you think about it. It's never explained when you become one with the Force, if you're still good or if there's a bad version of that or what have you.
We'll put it this way. I've never seen a ghost of a Sith.
That is true.
Yeah.
But do you remember in I think it was the same one, Revenge of the Sith, at the end after Vader gets chopped up and all that, Yoda tells Obi-Wan that he can teach him how to talk to his old master, Qui-Gon Jinn. In which case, if he can do that, that means when you become one with the Force, you still have free will, practically. Freedom of choice. So, if that is true, then there's a good chance that Anakin may have just went back to the dark side.
I don't... the
know.
way they portray it at the end, I don't see that happening.
I don't know. He's been... The way that they portrayed him in 1, 2, and 3, he was a very emotional Jedi, which is how he was in the books and everything. And that's why I don't understand why people didn't like that, because I think he did an amazing job, the actor. But he doesn't really know what's good and what's bad, what's right and what's wrong now, since he's become an adult. Even when he killed Mace Windu and went to the dark side, he said, "What have I done?" Like, he didn't even understand.
Hey, what's love got to do with it?
You sounded like Sidious. What's love got to do with it?
No.
All right, so I think we spent enough time on the speculations there. Anything else that you wanted to cover for the Star Wars Force Awakens?
For the Force Awakens, no.
Nothing at all.
Not that I can think of.
What do you think? What planets do you think they're going to bring back?
Planet do I think they're going to bring back?
You think we're going to be back on Tatooine?
Tatooine, I think they're going to be a new desert planet. I think that's the one they're hitting at. I don't know. I don't remember if I seen there was a forest place in the one trailer. I was wondering if that could be Endor.
Quite possible. Luke had to travel back to his place of learning to become a Jedi.
No, that wasn't Endor. That was Dagobah.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yeah. That was the swamp planet.
That's what it was, yeah. Yep. It could be Dagobah. You never know. Or it could be
Hoth.
No, Hoth is a frozen planet, I believe.
I know that. Well, I don't know
the
what
one with the forest.
Hoth.
It could be what's the Wookiee planet again? Kashyyyk. That you motherfucker. You've done your homework before this podcast, haven't you?
I have to do my homework. It's all up here.
It could be Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk. Different parts.
Are the
of it.
Wookiees extinct? Except for Chewbacca.
I can't remember.
They don't really explain that.
And you don't see it throughout the last 3 films.
Yeah.
Maybe they just stayed out of their own. They stayed out of everyone's shit. I don't know.
Other than that Nerf herder Chewbacca. My Nerf herder.
All right.
I think
we might
hurry up.
I think we might make it back to Tatooine. I honestly do.
You got that big ass desert planet with that crashed Imperial cruiser.
Well, there's a lot of history on Tatooine too, so it would make no sense not to go there.
I mean, Tatooine's not under the Empire. Tatooine's under the Hutts. But then again, Leia did kill the Hutt.
Yeah, it could be taken over though. Maybe that was the place that Sidious went and hid.
It's a good place to hide. Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure they didn't live there after. Why would they? Tatooine is made out to be like a shit planet. It's where you have pod racing, you cantinas, like it's all legal. Shit going on there. Smugglers.
Scum. Rebel scum.
I don't know. I hope they explore some other planets that they haven't yet in the film. I think it'd be interesting. Even if they created like different planets, that would be interesting as well.
Nar Shaddaa. You can go to Nar Shaddaa, do some gambling.
I doubt that they're going to put that in there, but it'd be nice to see something new, something different.
As long as they don't put Naboo in there. I fucking hated that planet.
You didn't like Naboo?
I didn't like Naboo, and they gave us the stupid fucking Gungans.
Did Naboo get destroyed?
No. No, the only planet that got destroyed was Alderaan.
Alderaan got destroyed?
Yeah, it's fucking Leia's home planet. It gets destroyed in the original movie, New Hope.
Oh, that's right. It actually doesn't get. That's not her home planet, so because she's not really from there. She's adopted.
Oh, now you're getting into technicalities.
Yeah. All right. Well, what else do you want to cover here about the Star Wars?
Star Wars Battlefront.
Yes, let's talk about the Battlefronts.
Yes, the Battlefront.
First impressions. Let's hear them.
First impressions. They were bad at first. Took me a minute to get into it. Well, once I got into it heavy. Now I love it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, being able to go back and forth from first person to third person. After I learned how to use that effectively, because I noticed on the pistols, I hate first person view on it. But when I got the light weapon, the light heavy weapon, that is awesome in first person mode. And I crushed your time in the survival mode.
I don't care. Well, it was quite opposite for me. I really was excited and enjoyed it, and then I started realizing, this feels a lot like Battlefield. And what made it that way is the what is it? The Walker, the AT Walker mission, that big planet, the big map.
That's on Hoth, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Could be wrong.
That is Hoth.
I think it's Hoth.
Yeah.
But that one there kind of ruined it for me because I found myself running a lot. And it seems like the weapons weren't really that effective. Like in Battlefield, if I'm pegging someone from distance, I'm at least hitting them and I'm able to kill them. There was only like 1 or 2 instances where I was able to do that with the gun that I had.
Well, there were some balancing issues, and they'll straight up admit that. And I don't know about person to person though, but as far as taking down the walkers,
yeah,
they were saying there were heavy balancing issues, and that's why the rebels almost never won because it was too hard to take down both walkers. And the only way you could really win as a rebel was to hold off the Imperials until you got all the escape pods off the planet.
Yeah. You've seen that article, right, where it said that they're fixing that because it was too difficult, right?
They're planning on fixing it, but they announced right off the bat that it was an imbalance.
Yeah. I mean, it feels really good. It feels fluid. I didn't have any kind of like lag or frame rate drops, so that's a good thing in terms of performance, and I'm big on performance. But I don't know, man. It just feels a lot like Battlefield now. The only thing that doesn't is that horde mode, I guess you can call it, where it's co-op. Yeah, survival. That I really enjoy that. I really do, and I wish that there was some kind of campaign because I think that would really solidify. Okay, I'm getting this. I'm definitely getting this.
That's what I don't understand. They had a campaign in the first 2. And it was a good campaign, I think.
Well, the problem is now with video games is they know that they don't have to put a lot of effort into it, and people are still going to gobble it up. I mean, the season pass is $50. There's going to be people that buy it because they just don't care.
It's ridiculous. Season pass costs just as much as the game.
Yeah. Yep.
But you got that other mode on there. Was it Drop Zone or?
I think there's like 7 different modes or something like that.
Yeah, but we didn't get to play them all. We only got them 3 modes.
And if those modes are anything like the 2 modes there that we had, I'm not really gonna enjoy it that much. Oh, pardon me.
Can't be on the air, man.
Dude, that snuck up on me out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Fuck you.
Fuck you too.
But yeah,
asshole.
I mean, my first impressions were okay at first, and then they just dwindled from there.
I think it's gonna be a good game. Like I like the tongue-tiedness of it. I like the walker mode. It's something different, and I like the drop zone mode. Even though there's an objective, if they do like a regular, you have this many players, like this many respawns,
Yeah,
or whatever you want to call them, and it's just a straight up team deathmatch. I think that would be pretty awesome. I seen a mode in there. It looks like it's going to be flyings only, ships only. That might be interesting.
I did see that. Yeah,
yeah.
But the flying in there sucks, man. So I don't know.
Well, I'm hoping if they do a mode that's flying only, that they change the controls up a little bit.
I don't know, man. I think this beta was just getting to play the game early. I don't think they're going to be able to fix a lot of this stuff by launch. I just don't.
Balancing issues they can fix. That's nothing major.
Yeah. Core mechanics, though.
There's a lot that we didn't get to play. I mean, who knows what's under the hood of that car?
That is true. Hopefully, it's all uphill for from here on out. I mean, I hope it's not anything worse than what we got, anyways. I mean, that's really all I have for Battlefront.
Battlefront.
Yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to cover as far as Battlefront goes?
As far as Battlefront, go buy it, pre-order it.
Oh my! Don't pre-order it. Don't listen to this man. Pre-order. Don't pre-order that garbage.
Everything.
No, you wait for reviews to come out from legit people, not IGN, not
Do we count as
GameSpot.
legit people?
Well, I would say yeah, because it doesn't. I don't come off as biased. I at least I don't think so. I know you don't come off as biased. So yeah, we're the consumer. We're the core consumer. We're not a company or anything like that. We're not being paid. We're not sponsored by EA or Activision or whoever's making it. So yeah, believe people like us. Don't go through IGN and GameSpot. It's been known that they've been paid off, or they're very, very biased, the people that they have doing reviews. So
I noticed that. Yeah, now that you mention that, a lot of times when an IGN gives a game a 10, I usually end up not liking that game.
They gave Metal Gear Solid 5 a 10.
I didn't play it, so
yeah,
I have it sitting here downloaded, ready to go, and I have never played it.
It's far from a 10. Let me tell you that. It's far from a 10. What else did they give a 10?
You're getting off topic, man. Back to Star Wars.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You brought it up, motherfucker. What's that?
Star Wars on Blu-ray.
Oh, you motherfucker. You really got to rub it in? Fuck you. I hate your goddamn guts.
It's the better 3, too. A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
Oh, wow. The better 3? You're crazy now.
Oh,
I don't think we can even be friends, let alone podcast members anymore.
It's got the better story.
Get the really? Really?
Yes.
How's it? You tell me how it has the better story.
Because Luke and Leia, or Luke's parents, or not parents, but aunt and uncle, get slaughtered and burnt right in front of him. Or not in front of him, but right there.
Dude.
And fucking...
Anakin kills all the Jedis. How? You can't top that.
That's biased towards Jedis.
Okay, continue.
Luke finding out that Vader's his father.
Okay.
Come on now. That's the biggest moment out of the entire Star Wars movies, is Luke finding out Vader's his father.
Well, yeah, wouldn't disagree with that, but I still fail to see how those 3 are the better ones.
None of the characters had as much charisma as Han Solo did.
You're kidding me, right?
Who had as much charisma as Han Solo.
All right, I'll give you
Please
that one.
enlighten me on that.
I'll give you that one.
The fucking alien characters were annoying as shit.
Dude,
in the
Jar
new
Jar
3.
Binks was in the new
Yeah,
3.
Jar
That's all
Jar
you need to
Binks.
know. He made the 3.
Fucking, I'll take Chewbacca and his all day over Jar Jar Binks. Is that so stupid?
Yeah, I agree. Jar Jar was a little ridiculous,
Yeah.
but I disagree with you.
I'll tell you the reason you like the original 3.
Why?
It's because it's flashy and it has better CGI
Wrong.
and more lightsaber combat.
Wrong. The first movie of the series has one of my favorite characters in it, which is Darth Maul.
Yeah, Darth Maul. Darth Maul is an awesome character, but there's not enough of him for me to be like, oh yeah, the first 3 movies are better than the original.
Who's
3.
better? Who's better than Darth Maul? And you
Darth
know how
Sidious?
much? Oh my, really?
Darth Sidious would put a whooping on Darth Maul's ass.
Dude, are you? He's a decrepit old fucker who sits. He's an Inquisitor.
Fucking Yoda's 900 years old and almost put a whooping on Sidious.
No,
and he
come on
walks
now.
with a cane.
No. I disagree with you 100% there. You are out your bad shit crazy ass mind. If you think Sidious would put a whooping on Maul, you are nuts.
Sidious trained Maul.
So he didn't train him. He was apprenticed by him.
What the fuck do you think apprentice means?
The Sith Academy trained him, man.
The Sith Academy doesn't exist at this point.
You're crazy.
Oh my god. Dude, by the time you reach the movies, there is no Sith Academy.
With the movies, yeah, but he's not. He doesn't pop up in the movie and all of a sudden he's getting trained through the movies. No, he's been trained. Do you not understand this? Okay, so
he's not that old.
Not only that, it has one of my favorite characters in there,
which is
Darth Maul. But we get to see the backstory of how Vader became Vader.
Okay,
how much of Vader do you see?
Backstory.
How much of Vader do you see in the last 3?
As far as I'm concerned, that's not Vader.
What?
That's Anakin Skywalker. That's not Vader.
In the first 3?
Yes.
Vader's in the last one.
And until he puts that mask on, he's not Vader. Or until he kills Windu, he's not Vader.
Okay. I didn't say that. I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing you get to see the buildup of how he became Vader. All the stuff that he went through in his life from his childhood through pubescence to adulthood.
And I get to see the buildup of how Luke became a Jedi.
By holding Yoda, a little green fuck on his back.
That's right.
That's
right.
better? You're crazy, man. You are nuts, dude. You're crazy.
The original 3 were better. And you can't beat Carrie Fisher in a metal bikini.
Well, back then you can't.
Even if you put Natalie Portman in a metal bikini, it wouldn't be hot as Carrie Fisher in a metal bikini. Back then. Not today's Carrie.
I don't know about that, man.
Although I'd still give it to today's Carrie Fisher.
I don't know. I liked... the first 3 weren't flashy. The first 3 were directed on how the universe is actually supposed to look. I mean, you seriously can't sit here and tell me that the lightsaber battles in the last 3 were anywhere close or better than any of the lightsaber battles in the first 3 in the series.
That's only because they had better technology to do it. If they could have done that kind of technology on the original 3, dude, fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber was made out of a drain pipe in the first movie.
I think that there was better acting in the first 3 as far as all the characters go. Not just the main characters. Mark Hamill and
when they did the remix though, this has been irking my ass forever. On Return of the Jedi, when they have the remix in the scene in Jabba's palace. Have you seen it since they remastered it?
I don't think I have.
They got this stupid fucking alien singing in there. Like the whole scene from beginning to end in Jabba's palace after they remastered it is like a big fucking joke. I hate it. The only reason I watch that scene is because Leia's in that bikini.
I can tell you this. Mark Hamill, and it was actually more so of Harrison Ford, carried the last 3 or the last 3 movies. I'm going to refer to them that way. The last 3 movies. The first 3, everyone played a part in it. from the guy playing Obi-Wan to the guy playing Qui-Gon Jinn, which is Liam Neeson actually.
Yeah, but Qui-Gon Jinn, he was there and gone fairly fast too. I would have enjoyed to see more of Qui-Gon Jinn than we did.
You might see him in this movie here, or the other, ongoing. You might see more of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
We can only see them as ghosts at this point.
Yeah, Force, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like,
same
in
with
prime,
Yoda.
Man.
Well, I mean, Qui-Gon Jinn really wasn't that great. My boy killed him, so that's got to tell you something.
I honestly feel that if you want to be legit about it, your boy would have killed both of them, but that would just hurt the movie.
He would have.
I honestly think, no holds barred, he would have took both of them. He was too good of a fighter. The only person he couldn't have beat was Sidious. We already went over that.
Yeah, he could destroy him. He would destroy Vader, and you know how much I love Vader.
Starkiller and Darth Maul, that'd be a good fight.
I still think Darth Maul would get him.
I don't know. Starkiller was pretty beastie, man.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Anyways, I don't even know where we were going with these.
Yeah, we went round and round. Anyway, long story short, we both agree that the original 3 movies were better. Moving on.
Yeah, the one episode 1, 2, and 3.
No,
I agree.
4, 5, and 6.
No, 1, 2, and 3.
4, 5, and 6.
Okay, well, let's just agree to disagree on this one. What do you think the new series is going to be? The Force Awakens and so on and so forth. Do you think that they're going to hold up to the standard of the other Star Wars movies, or do you think it's going to fall flat on its face?
I think it's going to be
in terms of fan enjoyment, not sales, because we all know,
sales are going to be through the roof just because it has the word Star Wars on it.
Yeah,
I think because of J.J. Abrams directing it, it's going to be bigger and flashier than any of the other ones. And then the acting just comes down onto the actors themselves, which, with the exception of the actors from the 4, 5, and 6, I don't really know any of the actors that are in this movie from anything else.
They could become stars, though, because no one knew Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher.
True, but they're playing a dangerous game with that one. This is, if you're J.J. Abrams, you get handed Star Wars, this is something you don't want to fuck up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's the one that did the casting or not, but
who knows? Is Spielberg a part of this one as well? I think he is.
I don't know. I don't even know if Lucas is. I mean, it shows LucasArts when it pops up, but I don't know if Lucas is actually sitting there and
no. LucasArts got sold to Disney. That's why it still comes up. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it would only make sense to me to have George Lucas sitting in a chair, at least giving hints or tips or explaining things, but who knows?
Yeah.
I just wish that they would do, even if it's a shorter movie. I would rather it be a full length movie, but I wish they would just do like a Old Republic movie when it was like full-fledged Sith versus Jedi all-out war.
Yeah, that would have been dope. That would still be dope if they go back and do something with it.
That is when you can get really flashy.
Yeah, that's when it's like budgets are way up on a movie because you're gonna need a lot of funds to do the effects. You know what I mean?
Yep.
A lot of explosions, a lot of that.
And it's achievable because I send you videos of kids in the parking lot that can do just as good as what we've seen in some of these movies. Better,
actually. That one that you sent me was better lightsaber fighting than I've seen in all 3 of the first movies.
That was
4,
very
5,
well
and 6.
choreographed.
Yeah.
The first movies, the lightsaber battles, and this is why I say the stories make them better. The lightsaber battles are real stiff. Like that battle between Obi-Wan and Vader, that final battle. Yeah. They're like real stiff. Like they're not even moving their arms, just their shoulders.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean them 3 movies weren't about the saber play, I believe. It's all about the story behind it.
Well, so was the first 3.
First 3 you can get lost in the saber duels.
How when you're following Darth Vader and the build up to him becoming Darth Vader. You can't. You cannot possibly get lost in the lightsaber battles. That's a nice plus, but you can't. That doesn't overpower the storytelling. I'm sorry. I have to disagree with you.
I don't know.
We have to agree to disagree on it.
I get that Anakin's a whiny pussy vibe.
Wow. Go fuck yourself. Next time you come over, you're getting fucking Charlie horsed, bitch.
Charlie horsed in the reels.
All right, well, is there anything else you wanted to cover on the podcast tonight or nah?
Oh, we go on forever, man.
Yeah, I'm not going on forever, sir.
How long we been up anyway?
I don't really know.
Oh, shit. You're terrible at this.
It doesn't really give us a time. Almost an hour, I would say.
Almost an hour. An hour is good.
All right.
An hour is good.
So we stop it now then, or you didn't give me a okay? We can.
You have anything else?
I don't.
Sir?
No, I've covered everything pretty much.
Okay, well, then I will let you lead us on up.
All right, well then it has been your boy Tommy Dizzaster. It has been real, and I am out.
RynoRancoR, may the force be with you.